What you need to know about the NAR settlement. If you plan on selling or buying a home in Toms River or anywhere in Ocean County, New Jersey in 2024, there are 6 myths about the NAR settlement that I need to bust for you right now. The first myth is that the NAR settlement forces brokers like myself to reduce their commissions. That is absolutely false. The settlement in no way forces real estate brokers in the state of New Jersey to reduce or limit the commissions or the fees that they charge. Commissions always have been and always will be negotiable in the state of New Jersey. Myth number 2, the settlement will, for the first time, allow sellers not to pay the buyer's agent or buyer's broker any compensation for bringing a buyer to their listing. False. There never has been an obligation for the home seller to pay the buyer agent compensation. Yet it has been a practice that has worked very well for decades. There was, however, a rule that existed in the MLS, the multiple listing service, that at one time required some form of compensation for that listing to be displayed in the MLS. It could have been as low as $1. That rule has been eliminated as part of this settlement. Myth number 3, the settlement prohibits home sellers from offering any form of compensation to a buyer's agent and relieves them of the financial burden. False. Sellers may still elect to offer buyer's agent compensation, but it will no longer be displayed through the multiple listing service. And while the mandate may or does restrict the offer of compensation from being displayed on any multiple listing service, it does not exclude the real estate broker from offering the buyer agent compensation through any other form of marketing or advertising. So, sellers may still elect to offer buyer agent compensation to differentiate their property from their competition. Additionally, even though home sellers are not required to offer a buyer agent compensation, it does not prevent the buyer agent from writing their compensation into the offer or the contract. Myth number 4, the settlement will help lower home prices and make home ownership affordable again. False. Home values are determined by supply and demand. Do you really believe that a home seller will lower their asking price because they are not required to pay a buyer agent commission? Especially if the possibility exists that they may have to pay their buyer agent a commission on the next home that they purchase. Myth number 5, the settlement is a win for home buyers who will now be able to negotiate their fee for representation. This is questionable. Consider today's first-time home buyer who is already struggling with historically high home prices, coming up with the down payment and closing costs, and now possibly being responsible to pay their buyer agent's commission. For those of you that purchased homes in the past, how satisfied were you knowing that your buyer's agent's fee was being paid by the seller? And finally, myth number 6. This settlement will result in significant restitution to consumers who were harmed over recent years by their transactions with realtors. This settlement is huge, yet aside from the original plaintiffs in this class action lawsuit, the potential qualifying consumers may be eligible for about $10 each. Those who are truly benefiting from this settlement are the attorneys who have submitted a request for over $80 million in fees. So, how do you navigate this new norm post-settlement real estate environment? If you plan on selling and or buying a home in 2024, your first step is to get in touch with a knowledgeable real estate broker to discuss your options. Once you understand the pros and cons of each of these options, it's your decision. We'll be here to help you through the process like we have been for over 40 years to help you achieve your real estate goals.